It's showtime.
Woohoo! 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 Oh, there's my hat. Hi,
Hell yeah, girl.
everybody.
Tell everybody who you are. Siobhan
Who
from.
am I? I am Siobhan from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Oop.
And the name of your cooking
Oh,
show.
I am from the Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen. I am the fun coach and a chef and a comedian, and I inspire people to live a more joyous life by helping them reframe the beliefs holding them back from living their dream life. And Stephanie,
Yes.
who are you?
I am Funny from Deep Frickin' Licious, and I
Yeah.
am in Huntersville, North Carolina. And let me tell you, it's like 65 degrees here. It's such perfect weather.
Nice.
I turned the AC off. It was so nice to have all the windows open. But I am a mindset and a health coach. I have a podcast called Empowered Conversations, where I have some amazing conversations with extraordinary people out there doing beautiful things in the world in service to others. And my mission and passion in the world is for people to understand and know the fullness of their worth and value so that they lead lives filled with joy, thriving,
Yes.
intentional, and on purpose.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And can I just say that if our viewers haven't caught an empowered conversation, I'm not just saying that because she's my friend,
Right.
but because her guests are
yes.
amazing. We had
Yes.
Craig Foy, is that his last name? Craig
Hoy, Hoy.
Craig Hoy on yesterday. He's from Down Under, and he surprised us with breath work. That went on for an hour and a half, and I'm telling you, it went by like that. But that breath work was just amazing, and he was just so like boom, 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 mind blown every time. We even talked about poo and how poo is releasing.
Oh, I gotta say this, guys. This is huge, and I know we're in a cooking show, but one of the and it's ironic that this intuitively came to me about a week ago. But when you are releasing, like whenever you're urinating, whenever you're pee-peeing, or you're defecating your bowels, like what the hell am I listening to? Say, I am releasing all that is no longer serving me. Thank you. I'm releasing all that is no longer serving me. The act and the intention of doing that, as you are literally releasing that which has been held within your body, letting it go, because you're making room and space for for all the good stuff that's meant for you. Yeah, I love that. That was the big piece. I was like, OMG. And I've been listening to his episode today and then taking my notes on the gold nuggets, because it's a long one. It's an hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'll be posting it tomorrow, the YouTube link with the gold nuggets.
Yes. Oh, it was awesome. So you've got to catch Empowered Conversations. It's on every Wednesday. Usually in Vancouver, it will be 10 a.m. and Eastern time, of course, 1 p.m. But I just wanted to say that because your guests, I don't know where you get them from. I mean, I know they're your friends and connections.
Most of them this year have been, like I told you, I think I mentioned this when we first met, that I really am a part of a circle, a connected group of people of like-minded, heart-centered, people. And I'm like reaching out to all my friends going, I got to have you on Empowered Conversations, because again, that it's part of my message of what I want for the world, and they're doing it their own unique ways. And it's just beautiful.
It really is. It really is. And today we are cooking eggplant parmesan from the Looney Spoons cookbook. Now, Stephanie has taken her own twist on it, and we thought it was great because, again, we're taking one dish and we're doing it two different ways, and whatever way you prefer to do it. I am actually following the Eggplant Hollywood recipe right from the book. And you know what? This recipe's not even online. So that's why I took a picture of the recipe and sent it to you. I tried to find it, and it wasn't there. Somebody gave the list of ingredients for it, but they didn't give the method. So I followed the method today, and Stephanie is adapting it if you are in a hurry. So I took the way of the recipe said, which was breading and coating the eggplant and pre-cooking it. And Stephanie, what did you do?
So what I did is I sliced the eggplant like 2 or 3 hours ago, very thinly, and then put it on paper towel. Okay, this is called sweating the eggplant, so you can release the moisture, so then it cooks, it's softer and it cooks better. So what happens, so then you put salt all over it and you let it sit out for a few hours, and then you mop up the sweat from the eggplant. So, and then also how I'm modifying is, instead of panko breadcrumbs, y'all know how I love my almond flour, I've got a combination of almond flour, the Parmesan cheese, and Italian seasoning mix, as well as quite a bit of garlic powder. And I just mix that up, and that's going to be my breadcrumb mixture.
Yum. And I used panko and Parmesan cheese and basil. I went exactly right, but then I did
fresh basil.
I used the dried basil in the coating, but I took fresh basil from the garden, and I'm going to sprinkle that over this as I go.
Nice.
So I'm actually going to start to, and I'll show everybody my eggplants. So here are my eggplants out of the oven with the coating on them.
Yum.
Yeah. And the first thing we do with our eggplant Parmesan is to put the sauce on the bottom of the pan first.
Yeah, now have you greased yours? I greased mine with olive oil.
I did, yeah. I actually bought, because it called for cooking spray, and I'm like, God, Pam, what I found, look at this. This is avocado spray oil.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I love this brand, and it was, so it's great. So that's what I used. And, it feels way better to use something that's actual natural as opposed to like Pam cooking spray. Like, what the hell is Pam cooking spray? What's in there? I don't know. But the idea of spraying something from a can
of that would be horrible.
Because I never use sprays for anything, but when I saw the avocado
oil spray, I use coconut oil spray quite often. But I get it from Trader Joe's, so it's it's good quality. I mean, it's not going to be.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, as opposed to Pam or something that's got chemicals. And today, go ahead.
Well, today I'm going to start with taking my eggplant off of the paper towel, and I've got my egg mixture here, or it's not an egg mixture, it's two eggs that are beaten, and then I'm just going to take my eggplant that I've already kind of soaked up the sweat, and I'm going to dip it into the egg mixture, and then dip it into my almond flour spiced up mixture. Again, I'm using almond flour as my breadcrumbs instead of the normal panko. So I'm just doing that, and then I'm going to put it on the tray on top of the marinara sauce.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to take my pre-cooked eggplant and put it out here one row. So if you're under a rock, then you may not know that it is Mental Health Week here. I don't know if it's worldwide, Canada-wide. I don't know if it's Mental Health Week, Mental Health Month. I honestly don't know,
because it's that here as well in the States.
Oh, okay.
I've seen posts, yes.
Okay, good. So it's international.
Should be.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, for me, I think it should be, every day of the year, really.
Absolutely. Thank you. Mental Health
Because
Day.
It's not like Mental Health Day. Yay!
She says, love the
Jacqueline.
butterfly hat. Thank you, Jacqueline. So when Jacqueline comes on, is it next week or the following?
No, it's
the following. Yes,
the following week. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, the following
week.
Week.
About that, Jacqueline.
Oh, I know.
I can't wait to make her recipe. It looks like a freaking dog amazing.
Yes, and Jacqueline will be joining us from Colombia. So we're going to be a multinational show.
Oh my God,
Canada,
that's amazing.
United States, and Colombia. Wow,
nice.
It's so exciting. I know.
How does that, guys? How does that sound? That is going to be a freaking amazing.
It is going to be
Siobhan,
amazing.
Tell everybody what you got. Siobhan's got a little download for everybody this week. Tell everybody.
It's a PDF. So I hear a lot of people wanting to be happy. And I belong to several private groups. We have workshops, we do this, we do that, a writing group, that kind of thing. And how many people are looking for happiness and can't find it in COVID times or in their life in general. And I posted actually today in my group.
COVID is just the new excuse.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
COVID is just another thing that people can add to the reasons why they're not happy.
Right.
And I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about the reason why people want things. And it's because you think you're going to feel better for having them. The reason why you want anything, a new job, more money, a new car, a relationship, is because the feeling is that I'll feel better. I'll be happy with this. And my big ask and question is, why not feel good without it?
Or just
why not
in general.
feel good first without it?
Yes. Yes.
It is possible to feel good without it. And generally, when you start to feel good without things, that's when the things come to you. But so many people make this make three mistakes that I have found, three common mistakes when trying to get happy. And I purposely said get happy because you want to be, not get.
Thank you.
Get is kind of like grasping. Get is this verb. Get is that you're seeking something and there's action required.
Right.
Whereas
that it doesn't already exist. Everything, and that's one thing that we discussed yesterday on the podcast with Craig. Everything already has. Everything is already exists. Everything already exists for you.
Yes.
You just need to have the access to it.
That's right.
Everything.
That's right. Yes. So the first mistake people do is actually mistake happiness for joy. Because the word happy can be fleeting. You can be happy in the moment. You can be happy when you receive something. You can be happy that you're doing something. You can be happy. But people are really looking for long-term joy.
Yes.
They're looking to live a joyous life, not just to be happy, because happy can come and go. I can wake up one day and be happy and wake up the next day and have to work for that, but I still have an undercurrent of joy through my life. So what did I write?
Siobhan.
Happiness is a conditional response subject to fulfillment of the desires of the mind. Okay, of course I can't read this. So happiness, like we were talking about, happiness is thinking when I get the car, I'll be happy. When I get the relationship, I'll be happy. Looking for those outside things. Happiness is dependent on outside things.
Right.
And joy is an unconditional commitment to be happy from within despite life's problems. It can be triggered by but it can be triggered by laughing and dancing and singing and playing. So one of the things about finding your joy is doing joyful activities instead of waiting for the car, waiting for the money, waiting for the job. Instead of just sitting around waiting for these to come in order for you to be happy, look for joy in joyful activities, like laughter yoga
and
like dancing.
Think about those things. There's something that brings exhilarating joy to every single human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just think about what is it? What is it that brings you joy? Whether it's, being in line at Marshall's and seeing some kid, talking to his mom in a sweet little voice about something he's observing, that brings me joy. The innocence of children and just their way of living in life without a care, because they haven't been conditioned to care. About what people think and what's right and what's wrong, other than being mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
It's
go to the park and look at some birds. Watch some birds, or I just go in my backyard and look at some birds. I'm going to have to grate some more cheese. So that was the first mistake, is mistaking happiness for joy. The second mistake is to put your self-worth on doing rather than being. A lot of people think that the busier they are, aka looking for happiness again, the busier they are, the happier they will be. Or What did I write here?
Or more, or just more worthy, because I find myself being in that busy type of doing quite often as well.
Yes.
And you know, not necessarily beating myself up. I don't do that anymore necessarily, but being down on, you know, what I'm accomplishing and what I'm not, or what I could be if I blah 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 blah.
That's right. That's right. What did I write? People confuse getting happy with being happy. What do you do for work? What are you doing for the weekend? There are so many conditions on doing.
Yes.
You know, nobody ever says, what are you being for the weekend? It's always, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you, and if people, I know, and if people aren't doing something, there's that whole, oh, I'm not doing anything.
Right.
I'm not doing
Like,
anything. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, look at you. You're doing stuff. You're out doing this and you're doing that. And I'm not doing anything. But you can be happy. You can be joyful in the inactivity.
Yes. Just relaxing.
This is a doing world. Are you someone, look at me, I'm reading this like I didn't even write it. Are you someone who feels worthy only when frazzled, crazy, busy, with no time for yourself? Are you?
Yeah, great question.
Are you?
Great
Jesus.
question.
Are you? Oh my God! I can't believe I can't read this. Are you a musician?
Do you not have your contacts in?
I do, but it's on black background, so I can't write. Just being is an art form and blissful place to be. Researchers suggest that being alone in nature can help people focus on their priorities, gain a greater appreciation for relationships, and improve future goal setting. So even just being, yet thinking about these things, you're still in a being mode. You don't have to, you're not out doing and seeking. And the third mistake, which I talk about all the time, entertaining a negative thought within 1 minute of waking up.
Ooh,
How many people wake up and the first thing they think of is, oh my God, I got to do this today. Oh my God, I got to do that today. Or, oh my God, I didn't sleep at all. What kind of sleep was that?
Yeah.
So anytime,
think about how that affects how you start your day, and then from that start, how that tends to show up throughout the day to validate the first, or within the first minute, that, you know, a negative thought or a negative feeling. Well, and things happen where, you know, like, yep, I knew this day would be shitty.
Exactly right. Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah, I knew this day you get up, and what's the first thing you do after you think, oh, I'm tired, I didn't get to sleep? I stubbed my toe. Of course, I can see how this day is going to go. Okay, so you're telling the universe, you know, okay, this is how my day is going to go. It's going to go shitty. And so many people wake up with that thought, with a thought of, oh God, and it's negative within a minute. And then they think that they're powerless to get out of that thought process.
I forgot the basil.
Oh no.
Put my fresh basil on. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
But you know, you're not powerless. You are not powerless to change that mindset. And will it happen overnight? No.
No, nothing does. But that's one thing we discussed yesterday, is the power of choice, the power that we literally have over our lives when it gets down to it. And once you realize the power that you have over the creation of the manifestation, over obtaining what you really want, that which brings you joy, that which really puts you in that state of being happy, then it's a shift. And it's like, you know, it's like Wayne Dyer, and he brought this up yesterday. Wayne Dyer says, when the things you when you look at the when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it's all about how our minds create what our eyes see. You get what you expect. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, either way, you're right. If you think that the world is a shitty place and it's all going to hell and oh this and oh that and we're all, you know, then it's going to validate all day long. That's all you're going to see. Yep, I knew it. Yep, I knew it. Yep, see that happen on the news today. Number one, stay away from the news as much as possible.
Yeah.
Stay away, you know, just stay away from as much negative as possible.
Yes. And in my workshop that I did on Saturday, I talked about the cycle of learning, because some of you may be hearing this for the first time, right? Like, I can't do that. I can't wake up and change my thoughts, because right now you are in the first cycle of learning, which is unconscious incompetence.
Yes.
Which means not only do you not know how to do it, you didn't even know it was a thing. Like, what? I can change my thoughts in the morning? Right. So that's a natural state to be in, is unconscious incompetence. I don't know how to do it, and I wasn't even aware I could do it. And then you get into incompetent consciousness. So that means now, oh, I just told you you can do it. So now you know you can do it. You just don't know how to do it. So you're conscious of it, but you're incompetent at it because nobody's taught you how.
Right.
So then the third level is conscious competence. So now that you are aware you can do it, and I've showed you how you can do it, and I haven't showed you how yet, but showed you how you can do it, one of the tricks, now you can start to do it. And it's going to be you're making new neurons. What?
New neural nets. Yeah. When the neurons that fire together wire together. Think about this. So I learned 25 years ago these systems, and I started implementing these systems 25 years ago. And what you were saying about you don't just wake up and go, oh yeah, so today's going to be glee ridden. But it's a small step. So think about my course, Empower Your Mind, Empower Your Life. Think about the small steps within that course. That is like the basics. Because when you start to incorporate the habits that I have listed and instructed through, as tools in my course, then you move through those levels of what you're talking about in incompetent unconscious. Incompetent. Incompetent. You start to realize what you're doing. That's creating the mess.
Yes.
And then once you become aware, but that comes from you got to start.
Well, that's right. And I mean, that's why your PDF is so good too, because again,
PDF, yes.
Your PDF, course, I know you are talking about your course, but also for your PDF, for easy, easy, like, how do I do that? How do I start to feel good in the morning? Yeah. Well, there's Stephanie's PDF on the daily activities. And for me, and I talk
the play sheet. No more work. Remember?
Yes.
We talk about play. Like, I love how, and then I made the mistake of saying work, when I was talking to, but play, like he said, if you tell kids, go home and, you got this homework, instead of, you got this, home play.
Yes.
Hey, mom and dad. So it just the words, like, words matter. Words make such a difference in the emotions and how we receive something. So think of the word play instead of work. So play sheet, like, I was calling it a worksheet.
Yes.
But it's like 20 item play sheet. One small itty bitty thing to do every day that, again, puts you in that state of moving and being
exactly
where you deserve and belong.
And I can't say enough about what happened when I started being grateful for my bed every morning, because I was, and I'll tell this story till I'm gray in the face. I was waking up in anxiety. I had been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I was working from home 2 days a week for medical reasons because my stress was so high, my anxiety was so high. I couldn't even be in my office for 5 days straight. I had to go on medical for 2 days a week working from home. But I still was anxious. That wasn't the cure-all, because I just changed my outside circumstances. I still needed to work on what was going on.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
that whole thing about, oh, when I start working from home, I'll feel better. What did we just talk about? When you want something
Right.
because you think it's going to make you feel better. So
Mhm.
I thought, well, once I start working from home, I'm going to be all better, because I still had to work on what was up
Yeah.
here.
Right.
And that's when I started
Up
being
here, but
great.
also here, heart set mindset.
Heart set mindset. And I thought, what can I do? What can I do that's so easy? Again, in a being mode. Like, I don't want to get up and have to do something. Like, although I love getting up and working out, and I was doing that, but
Yeah.
how can I do something that didn't require much effort, right? Lazy. I'm going to start to be grateful for my bed. And I put a Post-it note right on my lampshade. Grateful for my bed. And then I would wake up and I would just see that Post-it note. And even like this morning when I was being grateful for my bed, I was being grateful for how soft my pillow was against my cheek, because sometimes you just get your face right in that perfect spot in your pillow. And usually it's 5 minutes before you have to get up. But remember that feeling, right? Like, oh, it's so soft and my bed is so warm and my blankets are so comfortable and my mattress just fits me just right and my sheets are clean and to milk it and feel it, like just
And it's
feel
important
it.
you feel it. That is the most important part. It's not just about saying an affirmation or saying something. It's about the feeling, because the feeling is what creates the energy.
Yeah.
And we've got some comments. So we've got Jacqueline says, my morning straights with country and my morning start. I guess you say my morning starts. My morning starts with counting my blessings. Absolutely.
Yes.
Ashley Fenn says, Steph, I need your help with food and going gluten-free. Done and done, girl. Just reach out. We'll make it happen. And then, she was on YouTube and now she's on. And then Ashley Fenn says, Dina L. Grenier. So I guess she's tagged somebody.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's the thing, is that these things, getting joyful, becoming joyful can be so simple. If you think it's impossible, or if you think it's hard, again, that's what you're telling your mind. And our subconscious is running on, is where all our programming is. Our subconscious is where all of our programming is. And what your mind says, your subconscious goes, oh, we've got a file for that feeling. We've got a file for that. And it's like driving, right? And that's when you get into the conscious competence, which is the fourth part of the learning stage. And you can equate it to like driving a car. When you drive a car, like if you drive from work to home 5 days a week, and then you get out of your car and you go, well, how did that just happen? I don't even remember. Did I stop at a stoplight? I could have run somebody over, because
go ahead.
You're running on your subconscious, because you are so competent at driving, and your brain, your subconscious knows how to drive, that you are just driving on autopilot because it's been programmed.
Yeah. And I wanted to speak to that. You remember about the program? You remember we were talking about yesterday when Craig shared that programming, our subconscious, like our beliefs, and start to be programmed between 0 and about 6 to 8 years old.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't reprogram the subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is 100% in the driver's seat. But you can reprogram your subconscious mind, but it does take some effort, and it does take repetition, and it takes being dedicated. But it can happen.
Well, that's what that's my whole coaching business is, reframing limiting beliefs. And I shared in my workshop what that was, right? Which is, start to tell yourself a different story. Remember when I used to wake up miserable. What? We're not waking up miserable anymore, because you're telling your subconscious something different. And my friend Natalie, and mentor Natalie, with her equation, her Hers is the cornfield. So when you walk in a cornfield over and over again, like a learned behavior, that pathway is clear and beautiful. You just walk because you have learned behaviors from 0 to 7 and then onward of how you react to certain things. Oh, I've got to do technology right away. My learned response was, oh my God, I hate technology. I'm terrible at it. Something's going to go wrong. Okay, so I had to learn, and it does, because I go in expecting it to go wrong because it always does. Okay, well, that's that cornfield. That's that nice, smooth cornfield. Whereas, okay, I'm going to change that limiting belief. Remember when I used to be afraid of technology? And all of a sudden, I've taken a new step in a different part of the cornfield. It's uncomfortable that those branches of corn are going to snap right back up again. But I'm walking a different path. It's uncomfortable. It feels weird. It's like, this isn't, I used to be afraid of technology. And the more you say that, and the more you walk down that new path.
Technology comes with ease.
Yes,
I get
that's
it.
right. That's right.
Easy stuff. I make it happen. It's
I'm in the process of learning how to use technology.
I put together a table/desk for upstairs, and it took about an hour. You know, and it was so meticulous. And I consider and say, I'm not good with like meticulous details. I can't, it's like, like painting and stuff. It's like, oh, because I have no patience. But, because I always say that, we're given a deck of cards at birth and the patience card was missing out of mine. But again, that is a negative limiting belief. And if I said, oh, I have plenty of patience, ease, and did I just go mute?
Nope.
Ease and flow, and it's amazing how things will work smoothly.
Yeah. And it's all, everybody has the same message. You go, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, us, all of them, Jay Shetty, Oprah, Alana Van Zandt,
Robbins,
all of the, it's all the same message, just said in different ways, because
every voice and experience.
Everybody hears things differently, and someone is going to hear what Wayne Dyer says. Someone's going to hear what Oprah says. But it is the same thing, and it's all about your mind creating reality. I was watching a podcast, Jay Shetty on Purpose, and he did an interview with a rap singer named Russ. Now, I'd never heard of this rap singer. It came up on my YouTube, and I went, and it said false, it was, what was it? False self-confidence and manifesting. And it was it was how somebody made their money. Anyway, I can't remember. I have to, but he was talking about, we are walking around in someone else's idea. Ooh. Who do you think? Like, look at this. This came up in somebody's head. This was a thought. Thoughts are energy. This was a thought. The Deepa Rick and Listen show is a thought that's going to become a thing. This was a thought that has become a thing.
That's
like we are walking around.
I can say this was a thing. I was thinking about that like yesterday, like who thought of or who knew what to eat? And what was poisonous and what was good. And God, what was I looking at? It was just yesterday. I think I was eating lunch and I couldn't even remember. But I was like, someone thought of this. And there are infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities.
Yeah, there is. And it's thoughts
That's why I
become
can't stand it
things.
when people say that's not possible. Oh, but if it's a thought, yes, it is. It might not be in my lifetime. It might not be in my great-great-grandkids' lifetime. But it is a possibility, even if it's 1,000 years from now. There is nothing that's off, like nothing. If you can think it, it can be a reality. Period.
The power of the mind and the thoughts and the universe. The universe is, we're all energy. We
certain
are
things
all energy.
certain things relative to a current culture or a current paradigm of thinking, yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah.
But the more that thinking and that paradigm expands
Yeah.
to maybe that one person's thought, the reality of it is absolutely possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, even I was reading from my journal yesterday when I was doing my live, and this is my live for the day for those who
Yeah.
watch. Like, I'm not going to go and do another live about this topic because I'm just talking about it now. However, I was reading from my journal yesterday after reading where I had shingles. And I was downplaying the fact. I was talking about shame about illness. And I'm reading my journal because I was even downplaying the fact that I was in emergency on morphine and an IV fluid. And I wrote that and I'm like, oh, that's a little dramatic, Siobhan. It's not like it's cancer. So I already discredited my
Right.
illness. But I went on to read. This was 2017 when I
Yeah.
thought, okay, I got to get out of the seafood business. What am I going to do? And I was already writing down, cooking show. Maybe I could teach people how to cook. I could teach people how to make kale chips and roasted beet salad. And I went, oh my God, Siobhan, you have done both. Online roasted beet salad. We did that roasted beet salad on this
Oh my
show.
God, that was freaking
It
delicious.
took 4 years for that to
Mhm.
manifest because I was in my own way
Right.
so much. I
Right.
wasn't ready to do what I'm doing now. I
Right.
wasn't
Right.
ready to believe in myself.
I'm gonna check my eggplant.
Yeah. Yeah, mine says it's got 14 minutes, but it's looking pretty good.
But I think because I sweated mine because it
Right. Yeah,
Well,
yours might be a bit different. I'm going to turn on convection bake quickly to just get it going. Yeah, but thoughts become things. And
Absolutely.
I kind of forgot about the cooking on and off over the years because I wanted to be a chef for a really long time growing up.
Girl, and
In my 20s, I wanted to be a chef. And
Mhm.
and that kind of went by the wayside. And it's funny, once I opened myself up to the possibilities,
Let's go cut it.
cooking just magically came back into my life. You
Oh, yeah,
came
mine's
into
gone.
my life. All of this
Yes.
came into my life.
We came
And
into each other's lives.
that's right.
Siobhan.
That's right. That's because you attract the
Right.
people that are vibrating
Your
in the same
vibe
way you
attracts
are.
your tribe.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. Exactly. And look, Stephanie, from you and I knowing each other, the people you're in your world who I am now Facebook friends with,
Yeah.
and the people
And
from
vice
my
versa.
world, yeah,
Mhm.
because we're all of the same mindset, we're all of the same vibe, right? The same kind of surrounding yourself with the 5 people, right? You look around
Yes.
and
You're the
it's no
sum
wonder.
total. You are the sum total, and your life
Yeah.
is, and your circumstances, and the instances that happen. Look at the 5 people who you spend most of your time with.
Yeah. And you and I have
Very
never
important.
met in person, but I feel
Nope.
like I have known you my whole life.
I know.
And
Oh my God,
you
girl.
say, you're talking about the painting and the details. I am exactly like that. I am not
Yeah.
a details person. I
Right.
remember I was painting, Graham and I were painting, what was I painting? The doors. We were doing floors last year. And he was like, are you going to put the green paint tape on that? And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Whoops. I don't want to have to put the tape on. That's
Right.
too much. That's all detail. I don't need and it's like, that's because I'm impatient. That's just another step that I had to do. But when you were talking about the painting, I'm sure mine is ready now too. When you were talking about the painting, it's so funny because that is, and we met through other people on the internet as well,
Right,
like total
right.
strangers. A whole bunch of total strangers have come together, and now we're Facebook
community.
friends. We talk. Yes,
We're
a
a
community.
I was were
All
you
right.
watching Carol's so I have a friend, her name is Carol Boston. I've had her on Empowered Conversations. I've been on her podcast.
Yeah.
She does this every Wednesday at 5:30, craft cocktails with Carol.
I
And
know. I love it.
I wasn't able to be on at 5:30 because my show went for an hour and a half. It was started at 4. My Empowered Conversations went for an hour and 37 minutes. But anyway, later that night when I was having my dinner and resting and relaxing, I streamed it to my TV from my
Oh
phone.
yeah.
And it's just, we were talking about that, like such a community that we have of people you know, again, like-minded, and that this woman that she had as a
Yes.
guest who was making a guacamole as she was, because it was Cinco de Mayo,
Yep.
is doing a summit, and she's looking for people like us to
Oh
be
my
on her
gosh.
podcast,
Yeah.
to be a part of her summit. You know, you and I keep talking about, you know, creating the summit, and in the right timing,
Yep.
that is
Yep.
going to happen.
Oh
And
yes.
we've got in mind who we're reaching out to be a part of that, because we all have a different, unique specialty that we're offering. And it's going to be so doggone fun.
Oh
So
my
doggone fun.
gosh.
And well, this looks amazing.
This looks amazing. So
Yeah.
there's the little guy right here. I took a picture of the tray, but now I'm going to take a bite and take a picture. I cannot wait to taste this lovely thing.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
Siobhan.
Might be a little
Taking
more.
pictures.
Yeah.
So what's up, guys? I see we're getting some more viewers. We're getting some more people jumping on. Tell us who
Nice.
you are and where you're jumping in.
Yeah. Yeah, please do. And, you know, I'm a firm believer in just putting content out, putting content
I
out,
love it. Yep.
putting content out, because we're putting that energy out into the
Yes.
universe.
Yes, yes. Because y'all, we're not just spouting off some silly bullshit that, you know, just some woo-woo. This is stuff that we do on a daily basis. On a day, I'm not my PDFs, my course that I created. This is stuff that I do every day for myself.
That's right. And just like these 3 mistakes, I didn't go on the internet and Google 3 mistakes people make and then copy it down. These were 3 actual mistakes that I was making in my life over and over and over again. And I got to share that. If I have the knowledge, I want to share it. I want to be in service to people. I want to uplift them and tell them, if I could do it, you can too.
Absolutely.
If Stephanie can do it, you can too. If Wayne Dyer can do it, you can too. We've talked about that, right? If Tony Robbins can do it.
If Marie Forleo can do it. If Marissa Peer can do it.
I was just before we did this, I was watching a little bit of Jim Carrey on YouTube, and he was talking about manifesting. And before he was known, and this was one of the very first interviews he did, I think in like 1987 or something like that. And he was like, I want to be well known. I want to be able to walk out of my house and not be, I mean, you know, he doesn't like that now, but at the beginning, that's what he wanted. And he also wanted to make $10 million, and he wrote him out a check. He wrote himself out a check for $10 million and gave himself 5 years to make $10 million. And in that 5th year, he signed a movie contract for $10 million.
I've seen the exact interview. I've got one of those checks in my wallet too. Yes, I do.
Yep. Good for you. Yeah, I don't have a check yet, but I have an amount that that I'm working with.
It's made out to DeFi Rickenlicious.
I love that. I love that. Okay, this is DeFi Rickenlicious. I gotta tell you, this is another great recipe from the kitchen of Stephanie at DeFi Rickenlicious and Siobhan at Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen here every Thursday.
Yes, guys. Oops, my basil just went. Well, this has been so much fun. And so you're going to provide the link to the...
Yes, I'm going to provide the link to the PDF. Yeah.
3 steps.
Yeah, it's going to be...
3 mistakes people make when trying to get happy.
Get the elusive happy.
The elusive getting.
Yeah, and when really you just want to be
It's
joyful.
kind of like when somebody says, he let me, or she let me. Like, what?
Yeah.
It lets me do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And really nobody makes you feel anything either, but that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's a whole
other show. Yeah. But in the meantime, that's it for us for this week. Wow, that went by really fast.
Yes. It was like
45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I don't have that much of a mess.
I know, I don't either, girl. I
saw you cleaning up.
Yeah, there was not that much of a mess today at all. That would be nice if that were the case every single week. Well,
thank you all for tuning in.
It has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
It has been.
And we will be posting the recipe, of course. within the next day or so with our pictures. And Ashley, reach out to me. Let's make it happen. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you. Just absolutely love to help you. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Bye-bye.